Hi, welcome YouTubers. First of all, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed, liked, shared my videos, even disliked, commented. It all helps the channel grow. Yesterday I had a tough day. I'm an empath, and I just felt a lot of energy around. My anxiety was up kind of high, and so I thought I'd start today by just doing like readings for the collective. If it works for you, great. I just want to help. It will distract me from some of the stuff that happened yesterday. But regardless of all that, the very first card that came out was the wheel. Now, the wheel is all about like the divine, the universe, your timeline, you individually, changing your circumstances for the gain of your higher self. So the wheel is all about it turning, like the wheel's turning for a new perspective on the situation that you have already. So the wheel came out. Let's see what comes with it. Just want to say really quick, a quick disclaimer: this is for entertainment purposes only. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. I cannot read for everybody. I am reading for the collective. That being said, please like and subscribe if you enjoy what you've watched. If you want to know how to get a hold of me, my email is in the description box below. That being said, let's continue on. So the wheel. So the wheel is turning for who this is going to resonate with. And let's see what it's turning. 7 of Cups. You've had a lot of options. But I feel like these options are not options that you've wanted. If you look at the card, I'm an intuitive reader, so a lot of times I look at what the card's telling me, not necessarily the actual card, but that does come into play. So, but the options that you have had have not really been fulfilling. It's not stuff that you've wanted to pursue. So, that's going to change. Let's see what it's going to change. What is this regarding? King of Pentacles. There's a King of Pentacles here. I'm going to read energy since I am reading for the collective, so I will not be reading signs on these. King of Pentacles is the energy of somebody who has it together. You know, somebody who's responsible, financially mature, something along those lines. And to be truthful, here's the thing. I almost feel like things have been a little willy-nilly. And in that, I mean that too frivolous. And I think that you're stepping into the energy of the King of Pentacles. And that is why the wheel's changing on too many options. I think you're narrowing down exactly what it is that you want to do to move forward. You know? And you're doing it in a mature and responsible fashion. Very next card out is the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you've been juggling too much, and that's why this decision was made. I feel like there was too much juggling. You got tired. You had to put it down, and so you made a decision on one thing. You know? Very nice. Next card that came out is the Knight of Wands, and it's ironic that I said that, because that can be the energy of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can be a very in and out energy. No commitments, really. Goes where their passions dictate that day or that hour, that month, that year. So I feel like you were juggling too much, and that is why. Yeah, there's an ironing out of you feeling stuck. This is all coming about because you felt stuck in trying to decide what it is that you wanted to narrow down on. Judgment card to me is always like you've got one person looking back into the darkness, this lady down here, and then one side of yourself, that's how I view this, is walking towards the light like a brand new start. because you were stuck. I mean, you were literally just Eight of Swords. You were literally just stuck with all the options, and none of them exciting you. You needed something to fulfill your soul, you know, something to be passionate about. And so you are headed in that direction. You are leaving behind the Eight of Swords and headed towards the thing that's going to fulfill you. Now, yes, and that Six of Swords fell right under the King of Pentacles. And to me, the way I read my readings is I look all around the cards. I also look above them and below them. I look to their sides. I do not do spreads in the traditional sense, just because I feel like sometimes you have to place things in a spot where it doesn't feel right, and you can't really backtrack from that when people are watching you. So for me, this is the easiest way. So the Six of Swords fall right under the King of Pentacles. You know, once you made this decision to concentrate on one thing, it's making you walk away. And you're choosing to walk away from the dark and into the light, you know. There was something about the frivolity of it. And you might normally be somebody who doesn't like a lot of options. I get the feeling that you are somebody who, when there's too many options, it almost freezes you. You're not sure what to do. A couple cards fell out. You got the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands. So, yeah. You're trying to make this decision, and it's funny because you got... The cards I feel for you is an Earth card, the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the Queen of Swords, which is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the thing with the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles, one thing that they have in common is making a decision to do something that's not necessarily built on emotion. It is more like a logical, practical thing that both of them subscribe to. And with that, you have made this change. And here comes the Knight of Swords. I feel like somebody came to you and said something. You know, and they're a humble person. They're somebody that did not understand what they were doing for you. But the thing that they told you really kind of snapped this decision into place very quickly. Even though I do not have the Eight of Wands up here, I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up, just because of the fact that this feels like a very quick energy. And I have a knight on the table, two knights on the table. And knights to me are always fast energy, you know, come galloping in on their horse to deliver, you know, whatever it is that they're delivering. Yeah. Whatever that news was created a tower moment. And I don't look at tower moments as like a negative, like the world fell apart or breakups and stuff like that. I look at the tower moment as something that shakes your foundation. It could be an argument with a friend. It could be a piece of information that comes to you that shocks you. It could be, you know, I'll give a prime example, because I feel like this is more distant than a personal issue. I'll give you an example. And it's a drastic example. It's like the example to the opposite end of the line for the tower. But when 9/11 happened, I didn't personally have anybody involved in that situation. But when I found out, when I saw the first viewing of the video, I was shocked. Like, it shook me to the core, and it kind of instigated some necessary change in the empathy that I was feeling, the compassion that I was feeling for everybody who suffered in that situation, and including the people on the flight, like everything. And I know some of you might be too young to know what happened. Maybe you can look into it, but I'm assuming that a lot of people understand what happened with that. But that's what I mean by a tower moment happening, by some kind of information coming to you really quickly. And it really like pushes you right into like deciding what you're going to do and going for it and taking emotion out of it. You know, it kind of lit a fire, you know, and that might be why the Knight of Wands showed up. You know, it is very fast, passionate energy, you know, and let's see what this tower moment might have been or could be surrounding. Seven of Wands. It's usually defensiveness. In this one, I feel, you know what I almost feel? This is what I'm feeling with this. To be truthful, and it's just the way it came out. You've got the Knight of Swords, the Tower, and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, okay, the Knight of Swords was under the wheel. So this is what turns the wheel. The Tower moment is with the Seven of Cups. So whatever was told to you literally like stopped you not having enough options. But it also made you really defensive. And this is the Seven of Wands is under what I'm viewing as reading you, which was the King of Pentacles. You know? So I feel like, honestly, somebody came to you forcefully. And it could have been they were mad at you, could have been that there was a situation that needed addressed and the person that addressed it was a little too forceful, but it immediately like put you into a 7-1 stance, like a defensive mode, and you were almost like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna make a decision, you know. And this is concerning somebody feeling left out in the cold by you in a commitment of some kind. I have a lot of dark cards out right now. Now, this deck does generally tend to run to the dark side. The only thing that's light colored or lighter is this Knight of Swords. This information is pure. That you can trust. Whatever information's coming to you is coming from a very pure place. Now, let's do some clarifiers. Wow, this long reading already. I have felt the need to just read today. Nobody in particular, just pick up on these energies so I can release them. I feel like they're overloaded right now. Anyways, so let's see. Let's get some clarifiers. I want to know what was said. I mean, let's see what was said. The Chariot. Somebody's, you know, successful over something. They're successful. Okay. It's just reiterating what was going on before. It just means that you've had victory over, you know, being within yourself. You know, not making a decision, overthinking. It could be involving a Cancer and a Virgo. I have air signs, I have earth signs, I have fire signs. I do not have a lot of water signs. In fact, I only have the Seven of Cups out here, and that is clearly, plainly a decision. So I don't feel like this is involving any water signs or emotions. And there's the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess. Unbelievable. Here's the thing. This has all been about your ultimate happiness, abundance, emotional stability, love. It's all been about For instance, let's say that you've always dreamed to do something in your life, and it's never been a practical idea. Bills need to get paid, blah, 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 blah. But it's something you've always wanted to do, and I've always wanted to devote your life to doing. Something comes in that kind of gives you this like burst of, I'm doing this, and in that final decision of deciding to go for it, it becomes very easy to come up with a plan on how to succeed in it. You know, you're using your intuitions. You got the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess. You're using your intuition, and it is paying off. It will pay off. Just be careful of somebody. Yeah, there's definitely a fire sign involved here. Be careful of somebody around you that tends to be negative or really hurtful or really combative, a little on the immature side, but somebody who thinks that they're much more. Somebody who has a lot of narcissism or egotism. All I see with that is hurt, pain, and fighting. So you need to be very careful. That came up for a very specific reason in its own area. Last thing I'm going to do is put some Moonology cards on this, kind of tie this up. It's been a long reading. I want to do a couple of these today, just kind of relaxing, you know, enjoying reading, hopefully helping somebody or some people, some group of people. Confidence is your key to success, and you're very close to achieving your goal. It's a time to give rather than take. I feel like obviously the first two are self-explanatory in this reading, but this a time to give rather than take, I feel like a lot of things that people always wish that they could do may not be necessarily practical as far as earning money, but comes from a place of deep want to be self-sacrificing. And I feel like a majority of people do that for that reason, except for this one. This Knave of Swords, that thinks it's an emperor and causes all the pain. You need to really watch out, because I think this person is really going to damage your forward progress. But with that being said, love and light, you guys take care. I hope you enjoy this. Please give me some feedback.